today I'm going to be doing a video about some unpopular opinions I have. So this video is not to offend or upset anyone. I just like to critically think, and I want to start a conversation about these topics that I talk about and see if maybe I need to change my opinion or people agree with me on my opinions. So let's get started. So the first unpopular opinion I have is that I don't like eating pie. And I know that's crazy to most people because most people, their favorite dessert is pie. And it's kind of my least favorite. It's not that I'm like grossed out by it or I like strongly dislike it. It just doesn't really do anything for me. And I know it's really strange because every time I go to a family dinner and there's pie, I'm literally always the only one that doesn't eat it, and my whole family tries to convince me to, and I'm just kind of like, eh. My second unpopular opinion is that I respect the Kardashians a lot. And I know the Kardashians are one of those groups of people where you either really love them or you really hate them. I really love them because I respect their hustle a lot. They're constantly changing their game and trying to improve and constantly trying to come up with new ideas, and I respect that a lot. This third unpopular opinion is that I don't think O.J. Simpson did it. I actually think that his son did it, and I want to make a whole video talking about the whole O.J. Simpson thing, because I want to go in depth about why I believe that his son did it, because there's a lot of evidence, and they actually never looked into his son. His son actually got a lawyer within a few days of O.J. being questioned, which, I mean, is very, very strange, because if you're not guilty, then why would you need a lawyer? If you would like to see a video about me talking about O.J. Simpson and like why I think his son did it rather than him, let me know in the comments down below. I know most people think that Beyonce is the ultimate queen and no one else can be on her level, but I actually think Rihanna should be on the same level as Beyonce. They're just as successful. They're both OGs in the music, the music world. With Fenty Beauty coming out, I feel now more than ever, Beyonce and Rihanna should be on the same level. When Rihanna came out with Fenty Beauty, she came out with 40 shade ranges, which completely changed the entire beauty industry, because every single brand that would come out with concealers or foundation or anything, automatically they would be sized up to Fenty Beauty and say, you don't have enough shades of this, like why are you not having a full shade range? So it's like Fenty Beauty set the bar for the standard that all brands should have. To think about that alone is really incredible, that one person can come out with a brand who can change something completely. And so if you think about it in that way, like it's hard to see how they don't compare. And her brand is like incredibly successful, so I feel like they should be on the same level, but I still can't really understand why people don't see them at the same level, even with Fenty Beauty coming out. So this one is also going to be crazy to a lot of people. I never eat Chipotle, and even when I go, people are like, how long ago did you go to Chipotle? And I'll be like, oh, 2 years ago. And they're like, what? 2 years ago? You haven't eaten Chipotle in 2 years? And I'm like, yeah, I really only go if my friends are going. Like that's about it. I actually like Moe's a lot better, like a lot better. I love their queso. And I know that everyone loves Chipotle more than Moe's. I think the military is problematic, and before you get upset with me, just hear me out. So my father was in the military. He was in the military for over 35 years. And the reason I feel that it's problematic is because people in the military that experience really traumatic things are taught to repress those memories and those things that are traumatizing, and that is literally the worst thing that you can do. What's even worse is that when people have PTSD and they really need the treatment for it, they can't. They can't get treatment, because if they get treatment, they lose their job, and that's not really fair to do to someone. I think it's really problematic in that sense, because people shouldn't have to risk everything that they work hard for. They shouldn't have to risk their job and be unemployed because they sought treatment for something. Like, I guess like if I would say something, like I could understand why they wouldn't want someone with PTSD to go back into the field, but it's like at the very least they should like transfer them to a job where they're maybe sitting at a desk or doing something where their mental health won't be triggered, but they're still not going to be unemployed. To make someone unemployed for experiencing something traumatizing and feeling something from that is, I just can't get on board with that. It could be fixed so easily if they were able to get the help that they needed. So that's why I feel that the military is really problematic in the sense of mental health. Most people think that conspiracy theories are for crazy people, but I actually think they're for people who like to think critically and are very deep thinkers. If you're into conspiracies, you probably ask a lot of questions about things to see things full circle and see if maybe things that we're told aren't exactly how they are, or if there's a facade behind the truth. So I think they're actually for people who just love to think about the bigger picture and think about what if we're not being told what is actually true or is actually what happened. I actually like music from the late 2000s and early 2010s for pop 1,000 times better than pop now, and that's mostly because I feel that pop now is so repetitive and a lot of it sounds the same. Artists aren't really that different from one another. Like, I'll be listening to a song on the radio the first maybe 30 seconds and I'm like, oh wow, this sounds like this other song, and then it ends up being a completely different song with almost the exact same beat and everything about it is the exact same. So it'll be like two songs that are both popular at the exact same time, literally sound identical but with different artists singing them. I know that everyone loves Taco Bell and McDonald's, but I very rarely can eat either of those. I like the McFlurries and the ice cream from McDonald's, but that's about it. Taco Bell, I like the Slurpees they have, but it's just not for me. So I don't know if this next one applies to just my generation or if it's an all-around thing. You'll have to let me know in the comments, but I know for my generation, most guys expect girls to do all the work. Like, I'll go to a party and no guy will talk to me because they're expecting me to talk to them, and I always believe it should be the other way around. I'm very old school and I feel that guys should do all the work and get my phone number, make the first move, talk to me, ask me on a date. I feel like I was born in another generation as far as like love and romance goes, because I literally won't even kiss a guy on the first date. That's how like old school I am. So to have my whole generation flip where the girls are always doing everything is very strange. Like, usually nothing happens between like me and a lot of guys my age because they just never do anything. They just sit there expecting me to do everything, so nothing actually ends up happening, which is a shame. So this next one is going to drive a lot of people crazy. I actually can't get on board to The Office. I've tried watching the first episode of the first season 3 different times and I can't do it. I don't know if it's just the first season that I don't like. Please let me know, because maybe it's just the first season isn't for me and there's better seasons. Because I've heard that season 3 is like a better place to start than season 1, so maybe that's my issue. I've seen so many funny videos on Facebook, so I know the show's funny, so I just don't know if it's maybe the first season that I didn't like. I think Mean Girls is really overhyped compared to The Hot Chick, which is completely underrated. And I may be a little bit biased because The Hot Chick is my favorite movie. If you don't know what The Hot Chick is, it's basically this comedy where Rachel McAdams switches places with this guy, and so it's very situational. It's a lot of situational humor. So it's basically a guy in a girl's body, and then their entire lives swap. So it's really interesting to see the humor in that of switching gender roles in a different person's body. It's hilarious and nobody knows about it, and I wish everyone did. I wish it was as hyped as Mean Girls, but nobody knows about it. Every time I talk about it, people are like, what's The Hot Chick? That's not to say that Mean Girls isn't a good movie. I just think that The Hot Chick should be just as good in people's eyes, but nobody else really sees that, so it is an unpopular opinion of mine. So I hope you guys liked these unpopular opinions. Let me know if you want a part 2, because I have a lot of unpopular opinions. Let me know if you have the same or different opinions. I would love to debate with people in the comments about, you know, whether they agree or disagree with me as to why that is. I would love to get a conversation rolling, so let me know down in the comments below. Comment, rate, subscribe. I hope you loved this video. Have a great day. Bye.